Hi everybody, greetings from Italy. My name is Davide Lombardi and today is my pleasure and privilege to stay here with you with such a great audience and leadership to share with you the way I promote myself on social media and some tips to build a strong organization in the network marketing industry. I will start with some tips that will help you increase your business with something that you are already doing right now to improve your online strategy and give my personal advice on how to get results from your online activity, especially on Facebook and Instagram. And in the second part of the video, I will give you 3 secrets to elevate your business in a way that you never been told based on my 20 years of experience in the world of metaphysics and physical initiations in order to explode your business and have an outstanding, unbelievable results and changes in your life and become a metapreneur, the enlightened entrepreneur, a new system that I created combining the concept of metaphysics and business. So let's start with part 1 and the first advice on how to promote yourself and highlight the difference between fake branding versus real branding. You may have seen many people online posting their VIP status, renting Lambos, or claiming that they are living in a luxury penthouse in Dubai or in a private island. I think that maybe the fake branding will help you make some money in the short term, but the real branding is what will make you a fortune. So today I will definitely talk to you about the concept of real branding on Instagram and Facebook, because in this current society, they are kind of business card. Each one of us, when we meet a new person, the first thing that we do is to go and see and look at their Instagram and on Facebook profile, and people will do the same with us. Instagram is more on personal showcases, your social status, beautiful pictures, and your standard of living, while Facebook is to see the way you move, your business, your activities. Facebook is more operational. And then there are a lot of other applications like TikTok, used by young people and artists at the beginning, which now is growing very fast and gaining momentum, even with the ordinary people. And the final goal here is to show our value, our life on social media, on creating contents. And contents, to create contents is like depositing your daily or your weekly check in your bank, one at a time. And even if you don't see the results immediately, as you deposit more and more contents, your influence over time will increase dramatically, as well as your power towards your target market. Not only this, but what you do behind the scenes, especially behind the social media, is very important, including your private life. You don't necessarily need to post everything on your private life. I'm talking about your life in general, who you are as a person. A lot of famous singers, actors, and famous people, not only they post picture at the moment of the concert, but also before and after, along with funny moments and mistakes. Because, people are very, very curious to see what VIP are doing during the day, where they go, what kind of books do they read, and many other things in their lives. And this is what attracts more the people, that fascinate most. People love to watch others' life, especially the most successful people. In other words, brand is not just about the business itself. So even if you make a good pasta or a nice cake, this can excite your followers. And for this reason, you have to focus more on you as a person and less on the company. This is crucial to achieve great results, because if you only show up on social media just to hammer your audience or on your products or services, this is not good, because you will lose your surprise effect. Why we invite them if they already know everything about us and our business, since we act as a billboard of our company? We lose the novelty effect. So I'm a strong supporter of real branding, even if sometimes it's okay to exaggerate a little regarding what you're doing, but for sure it's not good to invent things that are not real, like many do. And then, to be successful, it's essential to have a big why, to believe in the industry, to believe in the company, but especially to believe in yourself. And remember, the reason why you took this decision is very important. And if you are willing to help other people or just thinking about yourself, because network marketing has nothing to do with ourselves. It's all about our customers. And this is very important to remember. To be successful in this industry, we need to teach to people how to go from point X to Y, because they want to change their life. They want to start a new journey, to change their status, to go from here to here. And we need to guide them and bring them from the point they want to go. But it's all about them, not about us. And we need to remember this. It's not about the money that goes in your pocket. It's about their goal, their financial freedom. So we need to focus on the value that we are bringing to them and to others in general. So we need to be a good person, and as soon as possible get some important results, getting to start results. And when I'm talking about results, it's not just a matter of having a big check in your back office to show to people. Of course, it helps, but results also mean that to show a little improvements on your health, on your energy, on your emotional level, anything which is showing that you are in the right path and in an abundant state. Those things attracts people. Talking about Facebook, it's also important to support your team on the web. You don't have to leave them alone, help each other to show that you are a family, you are united, even online. So my suggestion is to go and comment on their profile pictures. And it's also important to write down a list of things you like, as an example, travel, dogs, beautiful cars, motivational readings, and network marketing businesses. Anything you love is very important to highlight. And also sometimes it's important to join to some group that are following particular interest and some themes, and maybe to attend some of their meetings, and of course to post, like and comment and bring value to people's lives. Better if you start creating your own contents. And talking about Instagram also helps you a lot to convert your people in your business. It's important to follow particular hashtags such as MLM, network marketing, hashtag where you can find more people to understand the trends, how the competition is moving, and the level of leadership of their top leaders, their personality, and this stuff. And talking about daily habits, to give you an operational guide on Instagram, I suggest you to surf on people's profile and look around on the people of your organization, but especially on the profile of your potential prospect, and give them at least 30 likes and comment per day, and at least 5 direct messages every day as a daily habit, as a daily routine. And I can guarantee you that if you do this on a regular basis, in the long run, you will see amazing results. Many people underestimate the importance of following people and putting comments on their online pages. And if you do that, this will bring a lot of new friends and acquaintances in your life. Will activate spontaneous dialogue, and one day it will be easy for you to contact them and meet them in real life. Choose people that inspire you the most, people that you like and would love to communicate with them, of course by creating a rapport first, following the 3 secrets that I'm about to reveal today. Please never contact someone with a call to action, or a direct message should always be like a wink to create a rapport. And I can assure you that if you do that right away after your message, any message, they will look at your profile on Instagram, on Facebook, and little by little they will enter in your life. The best way to invite, in my opinion, someone online, once you created a rapport, you can test a message or make a call or both, is to inform your prospect that there is an incoming launch of an exciting project in the region or city with a time and date, and ask if they want to make money out of this launch. And the idea here is to give something new, a novelty, something which is coming the next month, something big. And if your company is not new in the marketplace, you can refer to a big event or a promotion or a great trip incoming. And so a big emphasis on the novelty as well as on the possibility to gain money out of this launch. People love to join during special moment. Otherwise, if they know that they can join any time of the day or the week or the month, they will never make a decision. Personally, I don't like to create a situation of fake scarcity like many do. For example, if you don't buy this product or if you don't join this program, in 2 days the company will withdraw all the products or all the services from the market, or this offer won't be repeated again. I personally don't like this strategy. This action of false scarcity will prevent you from recontacting those people in the future. I prefer to create a story about a new project to be launched, to give the idea that this is the best time to start their online activity with your company. And I would also emphasize the fact that a lot of people are now making money, a lot of money online or on beauty or longevity or on trading, whatever is the business of your company, and say that there is an incredible trend or momentum now. And you know, people like to go with the masses, they don't like to be alone. And knowing that there are a lot of people in the industry helps them to make a decision and join to your business. And the fact that your company is expanding in the region or city will attract them, especially if you say, and I thought of you first. It's like a privilege to them. So always give importance to the region, their country or city, and the fact that you thought of them first. And the very important thing, based on my experience, I realized that it's better to send the link of the presentation 3 hours in advance, not 1 day before. So you call them at the telephone 2 or 3 hours before the meeting, but you don't have to send the link immediately after the call. You warn them that in advance, that 3 hours before the meeting, you will send them the link. And the most important thing is to warn them that something like this, I will give you an example. If something happens or if you have some problem, please let me know so that I can send your invitation to someone else. Because the room is limited to 100 or 200 people, any number you want. And if something happens, let me know. In this way, they will feel responsible, and eventually they will feel very bad if they won't come to the meeting. And during the call, remember, it's important to edify the presenter, as well as telling them that after the presentation, there will be a great person for 5 minutes to answer his question and put down a plan. Also, this one is very important. And at the end of the presentation, if you are a newbie, it's better to do a 3-way call with your prospect and your upline. And remember to edify your upline always with information like achievements and their personality, to show that he's not alone in the business, that you are kind of family, a team willing to help others. And when you introduce your prospect to your upline, please don't speak until you get the permission from your upline. And this is important because most of the time, since usually you start involving your warm market, it's easy for them to find excuses while your upline has an authority in front of them, a stronger authority. And this means a higher closing rate for you. Of course, this is just a part of the process. There is a lot to know more about the follow-ups and the leadership once they are on board. And this convention is full of amazing trainers and coaches that can teach you how to move forward, way forward. But the most important thing here is that I want to cover is the way you feel during this process. You need to understand that in order to be to have a successful recruiting process, it's not important the strategy or the words you use, but instead the way you feel from within. You should not have an emotional attachment to the sales. You should be always peaceful without pre-arranged emotion or expectation. People perceive our sense of lack. They feel that we need to close the deal to make ends meet. I will talk more about it shortly. Sellers are often perceived as beggars. In fact, in reality, there is no difference. Both the seller and the beggars ask people for something, which is why people run away from them. Sellers are often perceived as low vibration beings. In fact, anyone can be a seller. No one will ever ask you for a degree to sell their products. For this reason, you need to move to the next level and start attracting people in your life. But how we can do it? And I will give you 3 powerful secrets to move your business to the next level, to achieve unbelievable results. The same secret that allows me to build a very large organization all around the world in record time. And the first secret is that you need to move your brain from the binary mode to the quantum mode. And what I mean with this, you need to understand that we came in this planet, but nobody at school tells us how our brain works. Isn't that funny? Our entire life is based on our thought on what is happening inside our brain, and nobody tells us how it works. I guess a lot of people here have already started personal journeys to understand how the way our brain learns, and according to the law of association and the law of repetition. This is too big to explain today, but you can find some contents online. But the real breakthrough for you to create an extraordinary life is to move your consciousness from the frontal lobe, this one, which is in the newest part of our brain and the most secret one, because it's the seat of your personality, and it changes from person to person depending on the different connection we made with our neurons. So moving from the frontal lobe to the middle brain here, which is telepathic. It's not controlled by the environment or by the time or body like the frontal lobe. The middle brain works on the infrared field, and people who are clairvoyants or visionaries, they use a lot of the middle brain and eventually move to the cerebellum, the most ancient part of the brain, which contains more than 10 billion neurons, the highest density in the whole brain by far, despite its smaller size. And if you saw the movie Matrix, it's exactly where they connected this part of the brain. It's not local, it's controlled by frequency, it's not chemically dependent on emotion, it's the eternal aspect of the self. And here you can become anything you want. And it's the same part of your brain that renew your body when you are tired, because we are not able to do it by ourselves. Even if we close the eyes like this, and we cannot do it. We need to pass the baton to a higher intelligence, the great mind, and in this way we can get up and in the morning and beautiful and fresh, and it's the same concepts that move the stars and renew your cells every second in our body, and the same concepts that duplicates our cells at the very beginning from our life, from 2 to 4 to 8. And have you ever wondered who is the energy that controls this process? In other words, who is the intelligence? Who decides which part will be responsible to create your tongue, or which part the stomach? I mean, there is someone who is making the decision, and here we are. I refer to this intelligence which is inside you. And the force here is to move from your frontal lobe to the middle brain, and eventually to the cerebellum, because in the visualization process, if you are focusing your goal and you show your goal to your frontal lobe in your neocortex, it will take a lot of time to manifest in your life, because it has to pass to the filters of your personality, of your judgment that says that you cannot make it and you won't make it. But if you start to visualize your goal with your middle brain, there are some exercises to improve your skills. It will be much faster, and eventually, if you visualize at your goals through your cerebellum, which is the seat of your primary consciousness, it will occur instantly. So we have this kind of computer, our brain, which is the fastest laptop in the universe. It's a laptop because you can bring it everywhere. And this computer is connected to a supercomputer, a universal computer connected to the quantum field. It's a huge network, and there you have all the information of the universe, present, past, and future. Tesla, as an example, used this part of the brain to download the projects that he could visualize, projects that worked since the very beginning without doing any kind of test. And how he could do it? Because he was connected to this big network. It's like being connected to the internet, and if you lose your connection, everything becomes slower and slower in your life. And in order to stay in the flow, you don't need to polarize your emotion. You need to go into the quantum mode. You need to delete your personality that filters and judge everything. I like it, I don't like it. And this way you start going back and forth from 0 to 1, like the pendulum, like the binary code of the current computers. You need to understand that our brain is designed to work on a quantum level, but we are using it as it was an ordinary computer, a binary computer, because your personality organizes your energy. As an example, 30% to fight your neighbors, 20% to solve your problems. But you know your energy should not be organized, should stay in the flow, and for this reason, very soon we will have quantum computers. Google is claiming that they already have it. Computers that can process billions of information at the same time, because in the quantum field, 0 can be 1 and 1 can be 0 at the same time. The atomic particles of the universe are neutral. They are in superposition like the quantum field. And someone can feel happy with just $100 and someone else can feel bad with $100,000. So it depends on your mind if we polarize or not the energy, and then if we lose or not our quantum state. But how this could help your business? Well, if you don't judge people, if you don't polarize your energy and emotion because of your personality, every time that most of ordinary people are looking at something, they say, as an example, I like it, I don't like it, or they attach a judgment to it. But if you take the path of the metaphysics and you become the essential self, you start working in the quantum mode. You are no more limited by your senses, and you can connect to this quantum field by exploiting the flow, and your brain becomes 100 times faster like the incoming quantum computers, and you will break all the records in the industry. And the second secret, what I want to share with you today, is what I call the harmonic sail. What does it mean? What is an harmonic sail? I'm not a big fan of the NLP. I think that the true goal of the communication is to touch people's heart and move from the AIDA to the ALPA modality. So they are both acronyms made by 4 letters. I guess you already are familiar with AIDA, which most of the sales trainers taught in the last decades. You can find tons of contents and narrative about the AIDA, but I think that it doesn't convert anymore. This is just my opinion, of course. And in short, A stands for attention, then you have the I for interest, D for desire, and A for action. So, starting from the first letter, A, when you call someone you cannot start your conversation right away. You need to be sure that your prospect can talk. And so, as an example, you can start your phone with, is it a good moment to talk? There are a lot of script, of course, in the web. I'm not going to deepen them in this session. And then you have the I, which stands for interest, because you can never create a rapport without creating interest in your prospect. You cannot make an offer with someone if he is not interested. It's not professional, it's amateur. And then you have the D, which stands for desire, and you need to generate desire, and only eventually you can go to A, the last letter, which stands for action. And now you can send them the link to register your prospect in your business. You cannot send a link to register someone, as an example, register here without completing the 3 steps before. It doesn't work, it's amateur. This is what we have been told for 3 decades. But I think that it's not current anymore nowadays, and it doesn't work well if you want to work with the quantum model of your brain. It's too mental. And for this reason, I created the ALPA system. In other words, the harmonic scale. And why the AIDA is based on the concept of creating an induced need. You start thinking, I need to create a need, and then I sell my product and services. The APLA strategy is a Copernican revolution. Why? You need to pay attention here, because it's a thin ridge, but it makes a lot of difference. One thing is thinking, well, I need to sell something to him, and another thing is visiting your prospect and show him that you really care about him and you want to genuinely help him and solve his problem. And the second option is more fluid, works with the universe, follows the flow, is the key to success. People often ask me, how can I be successful in my business? How can I attract a new shareholder in my company? How can I attract new customers or new leaders or new partners in my life? Well, first of all, I explain to them that everything comes from within, and so your business needs to be built from inside. The acronym of ALPA stands for ask, then you have the L, which stands for listen, and then P for paraphrase, and A for argue. So let's start considering the first letter, which stands for ask. Ask is very important, it's crucial. The first thing you need to do when you meet someone is to ask. As an example, if you see someone that is overweight and is talking about this problem, then you can ask, as an example, are you stressed? Why you are getting fat? Or any other question. Then you have the letter L that stands for listen. To listen is very important to understand your prospect is concerned. And then you have the P for paraphrase. And paraphrase means to repeat, to rephrase, to revise in a new language, to express the meaning of something. It can be written or spoken using different words, especially to achieve greater clarity. And then we have at the end the E that stays for arguing. Arguing means to give reason or cite evidence in support of an idea or a theory, typically with the aim of persuading others to share one's view. For this reason, the last A is important. A stands for arguing. And in the moment you start arguing, the prospect will feel that you are an expert in that field, so he will start respecting you, understanding that you are an ethical person. And as an example, you can argue you are getting fat because of the stimulus of the ghrelin that sends the message to the hypothalamus, and you need to increase your level of leptin that lowers your desire of eating. And therefore, the moment you do this, he can see that you know what you are doing. I'm talking about the health industry here. but of course you can apply in any aspect of your business. So in this way, with this method, he will recognize you as an expert and start to respect you as an authority in the field. And this is very important because in this way we can go in the concept of solution selling instead of creating a need. For this reason, I say that this is a Copernican revolution. It's very thin but subtle. It's a very subtle reach. But if you think I need to meet that person to sell him something, is one thing. But if you I need to meet that person to argue about something, this makes a huge difference because I can argue with everybody. I can give information to everybody. It's not about selling, and you don't have to select and choose anymore between the contacts in your phone book to find people you can sell something to, and so it's more easy. And in the moment you do that, you can sell more because people feel that you care about them, you want to help them, and you love what you do, you are passionate, you are in peace, there is no sale pressure, no emotional attachment, there is no sense of lack. And you need to know that everything in this universe has a toroid, including our planet Earth, the Milky Way, all the electrons, any human being and animal in this planet, everything has a spin, and it turns, and by turning, it forms a magnetic field where it's stored in form of wave all the data of our subconscious mind, and all this information about us are stored in our toroidal field. You can Google toroid and look for more information online. I'm not gonna go into details today. You can call it electromagnetic field or aura. It's about 3 to 4 meters wide. It's even bigger in spiritual people. On the contrary, it's very little in people with a low level of spirituality. And other people perceive all the information that are collected in the field on a subtle level. So when we go to meet a new person, you need to know that we have the pineal gland, and inside our pineal gland we have a mineral which is called calcite or apatite, and also magnetite. There are kind of 3 different minerals that are acting like a stargate. And the calcite in this particular is kind of resonance box, like the box of the guitar, and when you play the string of the guitar, it vibrates, and the wave enters and inside and then goes out. So we vibrate, and in this corporeal field, and there are a lot of information of us. So when you go to meet a potential customer, we have 2 types of information. One is instructive, is informational, such as education, information, or training, information. It means to provide an information to someone. And the second one is substantial or essential information that comes from the essence, from the higher self, which is the essential self, not hindered by the personality and the body. And when I give an information, the first type of information, which is an interacting or educational information, I am acting like a machine, repeating what I've learned and I understood during my path in educational field. With this information from conscious to conscious mind, I can deceive someone, I can cheat the other person. But from subconscious to subconscious, you cannot deceive that person, because this information is imprinted in your toroidal field. So if you don't believe in your product, or if you don't believe in yourself, in your company, and you don't believe in your uplines, this will reflect in your toroidal field. So, and if you don't believe in yourself, it's even worse. Or you have fear, or you need to meet that person to make ends meet, and you say, how come? I told him everything in details, I explained the plan and the benefits, and he told me no, or maybe later, and so on. So Why is happening this? Because it's you in your electromagnetic field, in your toroid, that communicates to the other one and says to tell you no. So you act as an actor, you say that everything you have learned in the right way, you provide educational information, but people feel that it's not yours. They see that you don't feel it. It doesn't transform your life, or maybe you are afraid to close the deal, not to close, or you need to pay the bill at the end of the month. If you just communicate your concept by memory, not contextualizing them, people will understand that you don't feel it inside. Instead, if you go to the customer and you make him fall in love with you, the attitude here is no longer I have to sell him something. The new attitude is I will tell him a beautiful story with sincerity, without criticism. You will go in peace, in an harmonious way, without pre-arranged emotion. For example, imagine that you call your prospect and he doesn't answer you on the phone call, or you meet him in the street but he doesn't greet you, and so on. You cannot have a pre-arranged emotion. Why? Because, maybe he didn't see you, or he was in a hurry. Maybe he had some problem and he didn't see you. So if you meet your prospect in peace and you tell them how beautiful it is what you are doing, you will be amazed on the results, because now you are working with the most powerful energy in the universe, harmony and balance. I used to say to people, don't sell, don't recruit, don't rebut objections. Why? And someone will say, what are you saying? I need to sell, I need to survive. And it's true, any business needs to sell, even a baker, a restaurant. But I'm saying no, it's not necessary. Because when you go to meet your prospect and you tell him a beautiful love story, he will buy from you, and because you let him know how wonderful is what you are doing, and he will say, I will join to you, I want to come with you, because now he respects you, he values you, he has esteem for you, and now he can see that you are a person with ethic and professionality. So it's not true, you don't have to sell, and now because of your new attitude, your prospect will automatically say, I want to work with you. And this is what happened to me in the last decade, when I changed my mind and I started working in the new fashion. It's a very long time, maybe 8 years or 10 years since I don't call people to enroll them, because hundreds or even thousands of people now look for me on a weekly basis. And when people fall in love with you, you don't even have to rebut their objection. You don't need. And so, what you can do, you have to feed your toroidal field with readings, spending time with your leaders, your mentors, people who are in a state of abundance, and spend more time with them. Why? Why? For example, just to give you an idea of the importance, why your company organizes big events all around the world, live or online. Because if you are down, if you are energetically discharged and your toroid is weak and exhausted, there you can feel the toroid of all these successful people that will involve you with a big electromagnetic field that drags you and energizes you, and now you are transformed. Even watching videos of the great leaders and speakers present in this amazing convention, or staying close to these outstanding people, will empower you. And if you start working with the ALPA system, next time that you will find a new prospect, you can use it. Try to see how powerful it is. It's amazing. I repeat, ask, listen, paraphrase, and argue. And when you will be in the phase of argumentation, the customer will choose you instantly. He will think, oh my God, this is an expert. I want his services. I want his products. Now, did you see, you didn't make the sale, but at the end of the day, you sell more because it comes from the heart. And the secret number 3 is if you want to create an extraordinary life, you need to work with the universal laws. Universe loves speed, and if you work accordingly to the 12 universal laws, everything will become much easier in your life. Today, I don't have time to go through all the universal laws, but I will give you a strong example, one law as an example. There are a lot of teachers who tells you how to manipulate people and achieve everything from them, but in the long run, I can assure you that this will bring you on the wrong path. You know that there are no dictatorial regime that survive. Sooner or later, they all fall down. Why? Because if you use force and violate the law of free will, which is one of the 12 universal laws, you won't go very far. Maybe it will be okay for a while, but sooner or later people will notice that they are in a regime and they will wake up and stand up and everything will come back to you. In fact, the dictatorship, and because sooner or later the citizen of that nation realize that they are under a regime and they overthrew it. And usually dictators end badly, hanged and executed in a public square, because every human being creates his own reality, and you cannot control or change others people's reality. In the long run, it goes against the universe, and there is a lot of friction. And in other words, you cannot force to control others. So all your attempts to push them or manipulate them to sign the contract or buy the product won't help you, won't help your business, even if they buy your product. Because why? Because we are not sellers, we are networkers, and the main rule is duplication. So your prospect may buy something, or if you hammer them, but they won't never duplicate your business in the long run, which is the main goal of all of us, because the sale was not harmonic, there was too much pressure. In metaphysics, even if you tell others what they have to do or must do, you are violating people's free will. So I strongly recommend you to start changing your wording, the word you use, because we have no authority to order something to others, to tell others what they have to do. It's an excess of power, it's an abuse of authority. It's not good. We can only give information, inspire others, show them the way, and this is more than enough. And of course, I suggest you to avoid all the courses promoting mind control or techniques of mental manipulation. For many reasons, in some countries is even forbidden, is considered illegal practice, and you can be fined or go to jail. But apart from this, it's important not to violate the universal laws, because one thing is the human laws, which are illusion, since they are related to our morality and change over time based on time and place in which we live. Another thing is universal laws, which last forever. So I invite you to deepen the universal laws, and if you will do it, I promise you that everything will go faster and you will create an extraordinary life. Especially if you will also follow the secret number 1, switching your brain from the binary mode to the quantum mode, and the secret number 2, using the ALPA system to create an empire. I work on the substance, not on the form. You may find a lot of people that will teach you the form, how to make good phone calls or good sales strategy to work like a machine, but I work inside, from within, on how people feel internally, because it's only there that you can build your network market business. So thank you for being here with me. It was a great pleasure and a privilege, an honor. I'm very, very happy to attend this amazing conference, and see you in the next future. Bye.